All right. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Nick Paddock. I'm from the International Admissions Office at the University of Cincinnati. I'm thrilled to have you here today to learn more about the university. We have three outstanding presenters to talk with you about information that, of course, is important to you, but also important to your parents when you're at the University of Cincinnati. So today we have Representative Sydney from the One Stop Office. Hello, Sydney. We have Whitney White from the UC Parent and Family Services Office, and we have Adrian from the Learning Commons. So the presentation will take just about 25 to 30 minutes, and then we'll leave time at the end for you to ask questions, and we'll provide answers. So in the chat box where you've been sharing where you're from, please go ahead and type in your questions, and then I will write those down, and at the end of the presentation, we'll ask Sydney, Whitney, and Adrian everything, okay? Sound good? Well, welcome. Sydney, if you'd like to begin, let you introduce yourself and take it away.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you, everybody, for being here, and thanks for having me. So as Nick mentioned, my name is Sydney Myman. I'm the program director for our financial literacy program here at UC. Basically, in the One Stop Center, we help to manage all things related to billing, student financial aid, all things really related to money. So that's what we're here to talk about today, and hopefully, like Nick said, get your questions answered. So as we're kind of preparing for the 21-22 school year, we'll just go ahead and jump right in with the things that you need to know as it relates to student billing. So we're going to cover a little bit on the tuition guarantee policy, just some good dates and deadlines, reminders, things to go ahead and plan for this coming fall semester and the 21-22 school year. I'm also going to give some general tips and resources, and then obviously we'll save time at the end of everyone's presentation for some questions. So the Cincinnati tuition guarantee policy is really just how we manage fees as it relates to your tuition at UC. So really what it does is it gives students and families the opportunity to really plan ahead for what it's going to look like cost-wise for the duration of your program. So really what it does is it kind of locks in your tuition, mandatory fees, room and board charges for 4 calendar years. So for this fall, that would run through the summer of 2025, as crazy as that sounds. But really what it does is it locks in those rates for you so that you're not surprised by major costs and things like that. You can really plan ahead for what you will be expected to pay for the duration of your program. So there is an automatic extension for students who are in co-op programs like College of Engineering, for example. So just, be advised that you're not stuck at just the 4 years if you know for sure you'll be here for 5. Tuition guarantee, like I said, it really just ensures transparency, gives you the opportunity to plan. That way we're not sneaking up on you with any additional costs and things like that. If you want to look a little bit deeper into the specifics of the tuition guarantee program, like Nick said, I know there's some admitted students who would have been on maybe last year's rate or something like that. So just double check specifically what you're looking at. You can find a nice little chart. It'll ask you some questions to walk through your specific tuition guarantee rate at the link that's there on the screen. Okay, some other things to kind of keep in mind. We want to, again, in the mode of transparency, we want to be entirely open with you guys about what you can expect to be billed for, what you can expect to see on your tuition bill. So when you register for classes, usually about 6 weeks or so before the term begins, your student bill becomes available in Catalyst. That's our student portal for kind of managing all your business related items. You can see your student bill in there, but again, it's not going to be available until about 6 weeks before the term begins. So for August, you're looking at about mid-July that you're going to see your bill in Catalyst. On there, you can expect to see your tuition and fees, a non-resident surcharge, program fees, any special course fees, like a co-op fee, for example, if that's appropriate, international student fee along with room and board, student health insurance, or bloodborne pathogen insurance. There are some students like College of Nursing, for example, that do have additional insurance that covers them while they're doing their work in their program, such as the bloodborne pathogen insurance. And then any ebook fees where that might be appropriate. And then again, if you want to kind of take a look and dive deeper into each of those specific fees, again, that's listed at the link that's there on the screen on the Bursar's office website. You can dig through all the fees related to your specific program and areas of interest, and all of that is out there for you to take a look at. Nick, I think we can flip to the next slide. There we go. Okay. One other thing I wanted to mention is that students are billed on a per semester basis. So when you're looking at your student bill for, like I said, it becomes available at 6 weeks before the term begins. That bill is just for the fall semester. And then as things change, let's say hypothetically you change your major for the spring semester and you have some fees adjust based on that new program that you're in, it would be billed on a per semester basis. So just keep that in mind if you're planning for the entire year. Perhaps you're taking a loan or something to cover those charges, or you're pulling money out of savings to get the cost covered, kind of how to expect that. Just know that you're billed per semester. Just some good kind of dates and deadlines reminders is that your bills are always due 5 days before the term begins. So this is a good place to jot this date down. I know Nick's recording the session today, but a good date to remember is that the classes for the fall semester begin on August 23rd. So the bills are going to come due August 18th. The easiest way to make payments is online. We're going to talk about some bill payment options in just a minute. But the biggest reminder on this is to really check your student bill often. If you are unsure or unclear, that's exactly why our office exists. We are here to help get those questions answered on all things related to money. So if something seems off or you have questions on it, please do not hesitate to reach out. And our contact information will be at the end of my time. We can go ahead and switch to the next. Okay, so bill payment options for international students. Online payments are usually the easiest way to manage this, the most convenient for you guys. You can make a payment directly through Catalyst using a U.S. credit card or an e-check from a U.S. bank account. There is a 2.75% fee on credit card payments, but if you have one of those options, you can pay that directly through Catalyst. If you will be drawing funds from an international bank account, as I imagine many people will, Flywire is the method in which we do that. Basically, you'll initiate your payment through Flywire. You'll provide all the information that it's looking for, and those funds are essentially transferred from your international bank account to University of Cincinnati. Provided that you are here, oh, sorry, just a couple more things on the last one. So provided that we are able to, be together in person this fall, that's the plan, right? Just want to give a quick reminder on in-person payments. If you have a U.S. bank account, you could have a check, a paper check that you could write, or we often see demand drafts or dollar drafts that are drawn on international funds. So just another piece to keep in mind that if that's how you prefer to pay, provided that we're able to be together in person, we do have payment drop boxes on campus where you could place that payment in person if you prefer to do that. The big thing is just to remember to keep your student ID number. It's also known as your M number. It's basically how we identify you. You'll find out what your M number is if you don't already have that. You'll find out what that is in coming months. But that student ID number needs to be on all your paper payments, so we know exactly who that needs to go to. And we also have a tuition payment plan option as well. Basically, gives you the option, instead of, like I mentioned, you have to make payments, make sure your bill's covered at the beginning of the term. The tuition payment plan gives you the option to make payments throughout that semester. And you can find more information on the website provided there as well. So we kind of touched on this, but just to really drive it home, if you have a U.S. bank account, you can make your payments directly through Catalyst with that, either a check or a debit card. Check would be your best option to go for that. Or if you're using Flywire, that's really what you want to tap into if you're drawing on your international or your home country bank account. So I know that we get lots of questions this time of year about scholarships. Connecting with our international admissions office is the best place to do that, to take a look at what scholarship options might be available. And we've got a webpage here for you as well with some more information on scholarships specifically. And delegated access is another piece that we want to make sure that we mention today. So basically, this is just a fancy way to explain that students can give their parents or a guest, it could be a step parent, a grandparent, another family member, friend, access to take a look at their account. And basically the way that it would work is the student would log into Catalyst. We talked about your student business portal, essentially. And you'll grant access to whatever you want your parent or family member to be able to see. Now, as the parent, you wouldn't have access to go in and make changes or add, classes for the student or things like that, but you're going to have viewing access so that you can keep up with what's going on. You'll see the reminders that the students are getting. You'll see anything that's on the student's to-do list that needs to be completed. We know that parents are just trying to help their students navigate this new, kind of journey. So we absolutely have this access for parents. The student initiates that in Catalyst, and you can find more information on that at the link provided. So just a couple quick reminders on things to kind of do from here. So we've talked a lot about Catalyst today, but the biggest reminder that I can give is to check that to-do list in Catalyst. That's where things that need to be completed are going to live. So if you see items on that to-do list, please don't ignore them. Make sure you get them done. And if you have questions on anything, do not hesitate to reach out. That's why we're here. Again, check that student bill often when it becomes available. Make sure that you make a plan for how you're going to get the bill taken care of. If you do have health insurance coverage, you can waive that in Catalyst. And then to also make sure, you're going to hear from Whitney in just a minute, but to connect with the Parent and Family Programs office at UC. And Whitney's going to talk to you a little bit more about what they do here in just a little bit. So another quick reminder from me on financial literacy is really just that we want you to make smart choices. That's why we're here. Our office isn't just here to say, hey, here's your bill and here's how you pay it. We really provide that well-rounded support for students on all things related to money. We could go ahead and skip to the next one. Just a couple things I want to skim through, and then I know we want to be cognizant of time. 15 to finish, we always recommend students take at least 15 hours each semester to make sure you graduate on time. Create a budget, spend wisely, get in the habit of saving that money, manage your credit card debt, monitor your credit. If that's a path that you're looking to go down, we can help make sure that you're not taking more than what you can afford, protecting your identity, and applying for outside scholarships. We've got some additional information on scholarships, and as well as the International Student Office can help with that as well. So that's really all that I have. Here's our contact information for all the things that we talked about today. The number at the screen, you can also reach us. We're doing some virtual sessions with students. You can do that using the WebEx format. You can also email us with your questions, or if you want to drop in your questions in the chat. Somebody already asked in the chat about links. I can absolutely add in some links. Okay, perfect. And Nick is answering that question. So if you have any other questions related to the things that I talked about, feel free to drop them in the chat and we will get to those in just a little bit. Thank you, everybody.
All right, hi everyone. My name is Adrienne Piontek and I am a program manager with the Learning Commons. Specifically, I oversee student staff recruitment and hiring, but today I'm just going to tell you about what the Learning Commons can do for you, and let's get started. So at the Learning Commons, we serve over 7,000 students per year. And I'm going to go through some of this information pretty quickly, but all of the information that I'm going to cover today is on our website, which is linked on the screen. Now, the Learning Commons provides centralized academic support services to University of Cincinnati students of all majors. Most of the students who utilize our services are first and second years, but we have plenty of those students in their third and fourth years utilizing our services as well. And as the centralized hub for academic support services on campus, we bring together faculty, best practices in teaching and learning, and lots of peer educators to create this supportive academic environment for you. Not only do we provide academic support services to all of our students, but we also specialize in first-year programming that helps first-year students transition onto campus with more targeted programs like the Learning Communities, which I will talk about in a little bit. Now, research shows that peer-to-peer engagement is a high-impact practice, and the Learning Commons takes high-impact practices very seriously, and students can experience these practices in all of our different services, depending on which service you use. You will have the opportunity to participate in small group activities. You can work with other students on projects or assignments. You can prepare for your exams by working through course material with other students, and you'll have the opportunity to ask other students to help you understand course material. Again, these are all high impact practices which will promote learning in all of our different services. And we value peer-to-peer engagement very strongly, and we have a very high impact on the students that we serve. It's not uncommon to hear a student say, "The peer leader truly made our learning community a safe place for everyone in it. She taught us so many things, not just about the world around us, but ourselves too. And everyone in that room has noticeably grown as a person this year, and it's all because of her leadership." So again, we have first year programming. Our peer leaders help our lead learning communities to help our first year students transition onto campus and help the campus feel a little bit smaller when you're one of so many different students. We also have programs that can help students with their motivation and different success skills. One student said, "The academic coach I met with all semester had a significant impact on my studies and work ethic. She was extremely thorough and helpful when meeting with me. I always felt left feeling confident and at ease and never stressed or worried." And we also have services like peer tutoring that help you become more comfortable with the content of your courses. One student said, "I feel more prepared for upcoming exams, quizzes, and homework sets now that my tutor, can't see, explains some of the more difficult conceptual sides of questions." And not only do we have a high, tech issues. Not only do we have a high impact, can you go back one slide, please? Thanks. We have a high impact on our student employees as well. And one of our tutors said, "Working as a tutor has been a great way to practice my communication and interviewing skills." Now I want to shift gears and tell you a little bit more about the specific programs that we offer. The Learning Commons is probably best known for our learning community program, and our learning communities provide a cohesive learning experience centered around courses that fulfill core requirements. So for example, if you want to join a psychology learning community, when you enroll in that psychology learning community, you're enrolling probably in general psychology, general biology, and general chemistry. So you enroll in one psychology learning community, but you are enrolled in those 3 classes as well. Learning community is a group of 20 to 30 students. So you will take those courses with those 20 to 30 students. When you're in the large lecture of biology, when there are hundreds of students, it's nice that you'll recognize those same 20 to 30 students. And outside of those courses, you will come together once or twice a week in your actual learning community. And your learning communities are led by peer leaders who are upper class students, and they provide academic support and mentorship for you. Next, we offer support for individual subjects. Our Supplemental Instruction program, also known as SI, is a series of weekly led peer study sessions for historically difficult courses. Courses like specific political science courses, biology courses, chemistry courses. And these sessions are held at the same day, same time every week, and they're flexible. So you can go to once if you want, you can go to all of them through the semester. No appointment is needed. And you'll know if there's a supplemental instruction session tied to your course because it should be listed in your syllabus. You can also always reach out to us, and we are happy to help you navigate and figure out if there's an SI for your session. We also have another flexible option. We have drop-in small group tutoring at the Math and Science Support Center, also known as the MASS. Again, this is flexible, no appointment is needed. You can come in for 5 minutes, you can come in for 5 hours, you can stay for as long as you want and come as frequently as you want to get the help that you need. We also offer peer tutoring, which is traditional tutoring, one-on-one with a content-specific tutor. We have peer tutoring for over 200 subjects at UC. Students can sign up online for appointments 24/7 through TutorTrack, which is our appointment system, but you are also welcome to call us, and we are happy to help you sign up for appointments. We really encourage you to be proactive and sign up for these support services before you actually need the help. Start in week 2 or 3 of the semester rather than waiting until after your midterm terms. It's never too early to start getting the assistance that you need. Oop, can you go back? Oh, okay. Next, we have the Academic Writing Center, also known as the AWC, which when we are on campus in person is located in Langston Library on the main level. And the Academic Writing Center can help you with writing assignments not only associated with your courses, but our AWC tutors can also help you write cover letters, resumes, and scholarship essays. And at the AWC, there's one-on-one tutoring available where you can schedule up to 1 appointment per day. When we're in person, there's drop-in tutoring, and drop-in appointments are generally 45 minutes. And then we also have an online tutoring option. This semester, all of our services are being offered remotely and in a virtual setting, but we hope in the fall that we will offer some in-person services. We have one additional service at the Academic Writing Center that's not listed on the screen. We have an asynchronous option where you can submit your paper if it's 6 pages or less, and then within 48 hours, you will receive feedback from one of our AWC tutors. Next is our Supplemental Review Session program, also known as SRS. And then SRS is a 1-credit math review session that runs parallel to math courses. I believe we have SRS for about 6 different math courses, including Calculus 1, Calculus 2, Applied Calculus 1, Applied Calculus 2, College Algebra, and I believe Pre-Algebra. So SRS is actually a course that you register for in Catalyst. And like I said, it's 1 credit. It's coded in Catalyst as Math 1096. And the section, there are different section numbers that correspond to the course that you are taking. So if you want to enroll in, for example, in SRS for Calculus 1, you will be enrolled in Calculus 1, and then you will also enroll in Math 1096 into the section that supports Calculus 1. We hire peer educators to run these SRS sessions. They're called SRS leaders, but the math faculty develops the content that our SRS leaders deliver in the sessions. And because this is an actual course, attendance is required. You can register for SRS during orientation, but we also have late add opportunities once the semester starts, and all of that information in the late add form can be found on our website. Not only do we have all of those services that can help you in specific courses, but we also have services that help you develop different success skills. Academic coaching programs, our academic coaching appointments are one-on-one appointments with an academic coach, and the coaches cater the appointment to you. Academic coaches can help you with things like study skills, how to create a study plan for the whole semester, note-taking, career planning. Anything that you need to be successful, our academic coaches, like I said, can cater the appointments to you and help you become successful in other skills. Success skills workshops are very similar. They cover a lot of the same topics that can be covered in coaching appointments, but these are hosted in presentation settings. So you may be in a success skills workshop with 4 other students, or you may be in a success skills workshop with 70 other students. Success skills workshops are available every other week, but around midterms and finals, sometimes we have more than 1 success skills workshop per week. And like I mentioned earlier, we hire students just like you to work as peer educators in the Learning Commons. We hire over 300 students per year to work in all of our different services. And as you can tell, our peer educators have a strong impact on all of the students that we serve. Students who work for us have the ability to develop connections to faculty and other staff across campus. Our SI leaders, for example, they work directly with faculty. They are working in the classroom with them, for example, Biology 1081. They'll be assigned to a Biology 1081 professor. They meet with them regularly and really have the opportunity to build those connections. You also have the opportunity to develop leadership and teaching skills that look great on resumes. Each of our programs has a mentor position. So once you're in the position for a while, you can promote to a mentor, which comes not only with a raise, but also just the opportunity to develop more leadership skills. Employment with the Learning Commons also is considered an on-campus co-op. So when students work for us, they get experiential learning credit. If you're an honor student, you can also get honors credit. And like I said, it's considered an on-campus part-time co-op. And like I said, we went through that pretty quickly, but if you have any questions, we have in-depth descriptions of all of our programs on our website, uc.edu/learningcommons. You can also send us an email and we can answer questions towards the end of the presentation. Thank you, everyone.
Hi, everyone. I'm Whitney White. I'm thrilled to be able to chat with you a little bit today about our office, parent and family programs. So you can go right along, Nick. Perfect. So we like to say that parent and family programs is your family's home at UC. So when your student comes to college here, you also have a home here and you're part of this experience as well. And the university really values your role in their experience. And we are sort of the hub of your experience with UC. You can come to us anytime with questions or concerns. We are here to help you navigate UC and to be that resource and support for your student. This is a big place. It's pretty complex, even for those of us who work here at times. So we try to make it seem a little smaller and easier to navigate for you. Sydney talked a little bit about the one stop for students, and we'll often refer to ourselves as the one stop for families. So this is our team. So I'm Whitney and Diamond is my other half. And the two of us work year round to support families. So we're available whenever you need support, so any season, summer as well. So you can contact us anytime. So just a little bit about today's college students. So the majority of them are part of Generation Z. You might have heard that term before, as it's getting more and more popular in the media as they talk less about millennials and more about Generation Z, which comes after. These are some of the criteria or qualities, I should say, that have been noticed as a trend among Generation Z. So certainly not all of these things apply to every student. These are generalizations, but you might notice that some of this sounds familiar when you think about your student. They are an extremely skilled bunch of students. They are very creative, innovative. They are entrepreneurial. Many of them have started businesses prior to getting to college even. High achievers, they have done a lot prior to arriving in college. They're multitaskers. You can probably think about your student doing a lot of things at once. Maybe they're working on homework, texting a friend, watching TV, kind of talking to you and doing all of that at once and managing that a little better than those of us who are older do. They're very comfortable in the digital world, social media. They're very committed to a lot of causes like the environment, social justice. They also are just more comfortable with diversity. They've grown up in more diverse family structures and a more diverse world, and they're very comfortable with that. So they have a lot going for them. They're going to accomplish a lot, but they also have had a lot of parental involvement and they are a little dependent on their parents. So that's where we come in, because we know that they want you to help them. And we know that when you do help them and support them in ways that encourage them to grow and achieve, that they actually have more student success and higher success rates and better outcomes than when parents aren't involved. So that's why we're here. We want to partner with you to help your student be as successful as possible. So these are some of the things, when I said earlier, college is a complicated place with all kinds of different experiences and things that your student might be thinking about at any given time, whether it's the financial piece like Sydney talked about, that can be a big stress for them. Finding a community here at UC, maybe they're a little homesick in the beginning and they miss you, maybe more than they had even expected. There's pressure to succeed, find the right major. What job am I going to get? Am I going to work while I'm here? So there's a lot for them to think about. Most of them don't have to think about all of these things at once, but these are different things that they'll navigate while they're a college student. So we can be here to support you in sort of how to support them through each of these experiences and finding the right resources on campus to help your student. So this is how we do that. So we aim to provide 3 primary things to you as a family member. The first one is information. We want you to be a knowledgeable resource. We know that your student's going to reach out to you first, almost always before they reach out to someone else for support. You're going to know when they're hitting a challenge or a snag here on campus. And we want you to know a lot about our services and resources and where students might go when they hit a snag. Engagement. We want you to be involved in the campus. We want you to feel like you know what's going on and that you're connected to us. So we have lots of engagement opportunities throughout the year, both virtually and in person. And we hope you'll participate as your schedule permits. And then we also provide support. So again, we're a year-round office. You can call or email us anytime. We also have some other channels to communicate with us that I'll share in just a moment. And we really provide that support. So we want you to reach out whenever you have anything that you need to ask a question. We always say there's no question too big or too small unless it's an emergency. So our hope is that we make it simple for you to find the answer you need rather than having to search all over for it. So here is our email address and our phone number, families@uc.edu or 513-556-4153. Again, you can reach out anytime and we'll get right back to you. So here are our primary information sources for families. So the first one, if I could encourage you to do anything today, it would be to sign up for our family portal if you're not already. I'll tell you a little bit more about it in just a second. But this is the primary way that we're going to communicate with you as a family member. So all the things that you need to know, the deadlines you need to remember, you're going to hear about those again through the family portal. So make sure you're signed up there. We also have a Facebook page, facebook.com/UCFamilies. This is a great place to get reminders throughout the year, see a little bit about what's going on campus, events and programs that your student can participate in, and so on. And then last is our website, uc.edu/families. Here you'll find all kinds of different information and resources to help your student. A lot of the information there is the kind of thing where you might not need it till you're in that situation, but I encourage you to kind of poke around there just to see what's there, and then you kind of have an idea in case you need to reference it later. All right, so here's some screenshots of our family portal. Again, I encourage you to get signed up for this. What it does is it provides you 2 things. One, it's a platform that you can log into anytime and see the current calendar for the campus and the latest updates. It's custom to you. So when you sign up, you actually answer some questions about yourself and your student, which will allow us to customize the content just for your family. So it's based on the year that your student is, what their interests are, what they're involved in, and what you want to know as a family member. Then you also get a newsletter from the portal that has all of the content that's relevant to you in one place. So if you want to sign up once and never go back into the portal, you can do that and you can just read the newsletter, or you can go and read the portal as often as you like. But all of that comes out of that one website. So make sure you go there and create a profile when you have a chance. All right, I mentioned our website. One of the key things I like to point out to families on the website is our Family Guide series. This is a series of topics that we usually hear from parents are the things that you're thinking about the most. Maybe you're most worried about it, or you're just not sure what kind of support UC has. So we have a series for each of these topics. And what we have is all of the resources that are available on campus, as well as a family member, what can you do to support your student? And one of the parts I like to highlight is we have a conversation starters section. So if you're thinking about talking to your student before they come to campus about some of these topics, let's say alcohol and drugs, we have some conversation starters to help you have that conversation, to kind of get started if maybe that's not something that you've talked to them about before, or you're not sure what our resources are. We have all of that in one place and makes it really easy to start that dialogue with your student. All right, so for the engagement piece, these are the things we do to try to connect you to campus and get you involved and have you visit with us virtually when possible. So we have lots of annual events. We also have a care package program, a letter writing program, and then a way for you to get involved. And I'll go through those as we go through the next slides. All right, so some of our annual events, I'm not going to tell you about each one, but there's all sorts of things from athletics to paint nights, to give you a chance to come to campus. And right now we're also doing our paint nights virtually, which is a lot of fun. So no matter where you are, you can participate. We also have a family celebration at graduation each semester, so you can come see us there. Lots of UC swag and picture opportunities and ways to celebrate your graduate. It feels like it's a far away event, but it's just around the corner, I promise. We also have a care package program. So we always tell families, your students love to just get something in the mail, whether it's a letter from you, postcard. They don't get a lot of mail, and it's a really nice pick-me-up. But we do have a care package program if that's something that you want to participate in to brighten up your students' day. Our letter writing program, this is really popular with international students because we allow them to come in and write a note to their family anytime they want, and we cover the postage and make it super easy on them. It also is possible for you to send one to them just by visiting our website and filling out a form, and then we send them a postcard from you. And the last thing is, if you're interested in supporting our office, we have a program called Bearcats Families and Friends, where you can volunteer your time. You can do that here in person, or you can do it virtually, such as serving as a resource for your fellow families. So if you're interested in that, you can learn more on our website. And then last, I'll just put up all of our points of contact. So feel free again to email or call us anytime. We're available. Visit our website. And then again, the most important thing for today, make sure that you're signed up for our family portal so we can get you all the information that you need down the road. And I'm happy to answer any questions that anyone has. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Whitney. I appreciate it. Thank you, Adrian, and thank you, Sydney. At this time, we are going to answer your questions. I did write down what was given to us, so you're welcome to ask more. We'll just take just a few minutes to do this. Sydney, this one's for you. How many payments can be made per year?
Sure. I turned my camera back on, but I'm not seeing. Oh, there I am. Okay. So basically, you're billed per semester. So you can sign up for a tuition payment plan for that term. There's a $35 fee to use the payment plan. And basically what it does is, instead of everything, we'll use fall as an example, everything being due in August for your fall bill, your payments would be split into 3. So your payment would be due August, September, and then October. And Catalyst makes it really easy. You could see once you sign up for that payment plan, you could see the due date in Catalyst. So you know exactly what to expect. You know exactly when it's supposed to be paid. Does that help? I guess if there are more questions, drop them in the chat for us.
Okay. And if they do have more questions, can I share your email or the one-stop
Yeah, absolutely.
email?
Yep, the one-stop@uc.edu. That's the quickest way to get an answer. And I can put that in the chat if that's helpful.
Yeah, thank you very much. How much is health insurance to attend at the University of Cincinnati?
Absolutely. I saw a question about tuition rates as well. So the tuition rates have not yet been set, nor the student health insurance charges for 21-22. Usually it happens in the summer. I could kind of speak to what the rates are to give you a ballpark, but you'll have, there's a chance that they could increase for 21-22. So the premium right now for student health insurance is $1,180 per semester. And it's basically just added on to your tuition bill. And do you want me to go ahead and speak to the tuition while I'm there too?
Yeah, that'd
Okay.
be great.
So like I said, it could change for 21, 22, but the rate for students that were started last year, the rate was, give me just a second because I'm going to add in all the, let me come back to that question. I was not as prepared as I thought I was.
Okay.
I will do the math.
Okay, that sounds good. I have a quick question I'm going to add in for Adrian. For learning communities, and you did a great job sharing about that. Just for the students who are here and their parents, are all students able to join a learning community their first semester?
I don't think there is a learning community for every single area of study. It depends on the student's major. But we
Okay.
do have over 200.
That's fantastic. So if there is one, student can join. If there's not a learning community, they can still come to the Learning Commons and they can still use and work with your office.
Absolutely. Yep. Our services are
Okay.
open for all students.
Okay, great. Thanks. We have a question about Catalyst. Sydney, do you want to talk quickly about what Catalyst is?
Sure.
And the parent wrote that they're not seeing the FAFSA and scholarship information in the Catalyst account.
Sure. So if you're looking in Catalyst, well, let me first address that person. So if you are not seeing the financial aid information, definitely check with our office one-on-one, because we want to make sure that there's not anything that we're missing in order to get you that information. But yeah, check with our office one-on-one, shoot us an email or reach out via phone. Or we could do a WebEx call. Catalyst is basically the student portal for all business related items. So students or parents, if you've been granted delegated access, can get there. It's just catalyst.uc.edu. And that's where you'll log in with the Catalyst, with your username and password that you've been given. And that's how that same username and password is what you'll access your email, Canvas, which we could talk about in another time, but all your basically UC stuff, you're going to use that username and password to get into everything. So when you get into Catalyst, this is the place where you're going to register for classes. You're going to view your student bill. You're going to see your financial aid in there. So if you're borrowing a loan, if you qualify for federal student aid, things like that, you're going to view all of that information in there. And then there may be additional like agreements and things like that you'll need to complete, kind of business related student items. That's what you're going to see in Catalyst. Does that help?
Yeah, and they'll also see their global, if they received a global outreach scholarship, they'll see that there too.
Perfect.
Okay.
And double check on the tuition rate. So what you're looking at for a full-time uptown student, and there could be additional program fees depending on your major, but for this last year, it's about $13,700 per semester. And then that's your tuition rate. And then of course, room and board will vary depending on what your plans are. You could have a program fee depending on, what your plans are. And again, that's this last year's rate. We don't have this coming year's rate yet, but just to kind of give an estimate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so your total cost for tuition, housing, and health insurance is going to be about $50,000 US dollars per academic year. And just one more question for Whitney. Whitney, most of our parents won't be in the United States. You did talk, there would be some virtual options. Do you encourage parents who are living in India or another country to still contact your office and still reach out to be a part of the parent community?
Yes, absolutely. You are, just as much a part of the parent community as anyone who lives anywhere else. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We do have virtual programming, and we have folks join us from all over the world for that. We do try to pick times that allow people to join from no matter where they might be, as well as we rotate the times around so that if it doesn't fit your schedule this month, it might the next month. Some of the things that we have virtually, in addition to the sort of more fun social things like the paint events that I suggested, we also do a series called our coffee chats. And during these, we have a specific topic each time. And then families join to hear from our campus experts in those different areas, as well as ask questions. So that's something that we have on a year-round basis. Actually have another one today that's themed around career education. So those are available all the time. So I would really encourage you to join those. And you can even do that sooner than when your student actually starts at UC if you want to. If you follow our Facebook page, you'll see all the announcements for those, and feel free to check it out.
Thank you very much, Whitney. So I'm just typing out my email real quick. We're going to wrap up the event since we're at time. If you have any questions that we didn't answer about co-op, working on campus, or scholarships, or anything else, please email our office at international.admissions@uc.edu. If you're talking to one of our staff in the International Admissions Office, such as Maria or Sarah, you're welcome to email them and continue that conversation. For this presentation, right, if you'd like to have this and save it to show your parents or to look over it and use the links, please email me directly at nicholas.paddock@uc.edu. I'll be happy to send that to you. There will be a recording of this. It will be on our YouTube UC International page, and that link will be sent to you as well. So thank you so much for taking time out of your day to attend this. Thank you to our presenters. I appreciate it very much, and I assume everyone else does too. So you all have a great morning, day, or evening, depending on where you're from. Take care, everyone. Bye now.